presented by Gillette Mach 3 Turbo, is brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of NASCAR. Play Race the Pros online video game at foxsports.com. Keyword games, bring your helmet. 205 laps. And Casey Mears is trying to wear out the field, but Ryan Newman has reeled him in.
The big question has been, after qualifying day, can Ryan Newman seal the deal? He won 8 races last year, but just hadn't quite sealed the deal this year after sitting on the pole at Rockingham and after sitting on the pole here. But right now, with about 120 laps to go, I think the racetrack has come to that race car, Darrell. I think the cooler conditions suits it more.
I think you're right, because he's known to run the baby hung out just a little bit, a little loose, so maybe the track tightened up a little bit and fixed his car for him.
You know, we talk about comers and goers. I want to talk about teammates. The car that's up there in the 4th position right now, Jeremy Mayfield, had a respectable run, but that pit stop about 50-something laps ago, they catapulted him up in the top 5, and he's hanging there working on Greg Biffle, the 16 car. But on the other end of the spectrum, the goers, all because of a mistake on pit road, Casey Kane has only made his way back to 13th position. He just actually moved into 11th, but he's over a half a lap behind our leader, Casey Mears, right now. Just hadn't been able to make that distance back up.
Jeremy Mayfield went into the pits 10th, came out 6th, and moved up to 5th when Kane had to make that second stop. And now here he is after Greg Biffle for 3rd.
Driving off into turn 1 this late into a run at 190 miles per hour on old tires.
And Darrell, it sounded like Mayfield had to get out of it to keep from washing up into Biffle.
Yeah, that's what happens to you. You get alongside somebody, and particularly I think with a smaller rear blade, you know, that have a tendency to suck you right around. These two guys all these guys here are really working on each other for position. That's for the lead. And
yeah, it's all our top 4 cars right here. Battle for the lead, battle for 3rd. And then Jeremy Mayfield running the bottom of the racetrack where Greg Biffle was running it earlier. Now Greg Biffle in the 16s moved to the top. We'll see if they flip-flop as they get down to turn 3 and 4.
We get such a great run when you come off high over there, but obviously the shorter distance is around the bottom if you can get back to the throttle.
And as they get side by side, they're going to have company. Junior right with them. Whoa, Biffle almost got the fence.
For about how many times? And not far behind this group while they're doing all this, Jamie McMurray in that 42 car, the same car. He's ran at every downforce track. He's back there lurking in 6th.
I'm not laughing at Biffle. I'm laughing at how often he can do that and get our attention, and it's almost become commonplace.
No, it is. I'm telling you, every race I've watched the guy drive in the Busch Cup, I don't care what it is, he does that.
Look right here as our leaders get into traffic. Terry Labonte in the 5 car. He is a lap car. Ryan Newman wants to take advantage, wants to use Terry Labonte as a pit.
Pit stops. Mayfield is in, and so is Biffle.
These are scheduled green flag stops.
Sterling Marlin's been in.
I kind of like coming in right now, Larry. I like coming in and getting my tires on there and maybe making up a little bit of time.
Well, I think that's what Greg Biffle and that group, Doug Richard, has done all day long. They've kind of short pitted, not a lot, but I think that's played to their role, Steve Burns.
Hey, Larry Mackey had a clear shot in. His teammate Kurt Busch will come in just a little bit later. No adjustments to that 16 car. Biffle saying it gets better in the longer run. Just 4 tires and gas. Matt.
And Ryan Newman's crew up on the wall waiting for him to bring that pole-winning car down for service. They have made small gains all day. Ryan says the car a little tight, especially down in 3 and 4. Look for a possible wedge adjustment as George does make the wedge adjustment. As they come around to the left side, Joe Piet going to work on the left rear. Terry on the front to Steve Burns.
Well, Matt, we said Tony Stewart lost the handle on that car during that last run. They just made a wedge adjustment. Tony said, how did the car get that bad? His crew chief, Greg Zipadelli, said we took a half a pound in the right rear. Tony said, take it back out. Dick.
Jeff Gordon has just left pit road. He did hit the wall a few laps later and has basically said all day that he does not like the car. It's awful for him. Casey Mears is going to be coming down pit road very shortly.
Jamie McMurray in, and so coming out of the pits is Kurt Busch. Jeannie?
Well, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson saying he's free in, but more free off than he has been. So they're talking about air pressure adjustments to that right rear and fuel.
Leaders in, Dick.
Casey Mears in. He is having the best run of his entire 40-race career legitimate shot to win it. The crew knows it's up to them right now. No mistakes, and they're having a tough time on the left side. Jack doesn't pick the car up. Oh, what a slow pit stop that Jack just didn't get it up.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 8 car, he is the leader. He will get his 5 bonus points, and he's going to run another lap or 2. Matt Young.
Casey Kane comes to a stop. Look for an air pressure adjustment. Remember, we told you earlier that Casey's Dodge was extremely loose. He could barely hold on to it. A little slow on the right front for Jim Pullman. A little bit of trouble. He catches back up to Joe Khrushchev. Decent stop, and he's down and away. 15 even. Good comeback for these guys.
Dale Jarrett, Joe Nemechek, Dave Blaney, Jeff Green, all on pit road. Johnny Sauter.
Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, the Budweiser car, for his green flag stop. These are all scheduled green flag stops, 4 tires.
Kyle Petty coming in with him. Brendan Gaughan also on pit road, and this is the 3rd time today that we have cycled through green flag pit stops. And Junior's in. Matt?
Junior pits lap 216. He said the car was a little bit tight, but not bad. They're going to try to adjust the race car with air pressure. As Phil drive, the heat hits those lugs in the left front. A little bit of trouble in the left rear. 15 flat.
Things should cycle through with Ryan Newman as the leader. And Jeremy Mayfield, though, is going to come out second. Greg Biffle, Casey Mears. With the slowness on that stop, will slip to 4th. Jamie McMurray, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jarrett, Tony Stewart, and Matt Kenseth at 216 laps.
Hey, fish stick. You're